Hello everybody. Today we will do some problems in real numbers. Use division algorithm to show that any positive odd integer is of the form 6q plus 1, 6q plus 3 or 6q plus 5. So here we have to use division algorithm to show that any positive odd integer is of the form 6q plus 1, 6q plus 3 or 6q plus 5. So we know in division algorithm, if a and b are any two positive integers, that is when I divide a by b, I get a remainder here r small r quotient small q, and the relation is expressed as a is equal to bq plus r. Okay, when a and b are any two positive integers and a is divided by b, we get a remainder small r and quotient q. The relationship is expressed as a can be written as product of these two, b into q plus r, where q is quotient, r is remainder. So now whenever such problems are given, use division algorithm to show that any positive odd integer. So we have to take let a be any positive odd integer. Suppose if it is given as even, then we have to take let a, small a be any positive even integer. Okay, so we have to write it as let, always take a only. Let a be, what is given? Any positive odd integer. This is the first step always you have to write for such problems. Then we have to apply division algorithm lemma. So by applying division algorithm lemma, Euclid's division algorithm we have, what is b? Compare this bq plus r with 6q plus 1 or 6q plus 3 or 6q plus 5, anything. So here bq plus r and 6q plus, here the r value is changing, so 6q plus 1 or 3 or 5, anything. So when you compare, this b value will be 6. If you compare, b value will be 6. So we have b is equal to 6. And one more thing, we have the condition here. What is the condition? Here r value will be less than b. Okay, so 0 less than or equal to r less than b. This is the condition which we have by using division lemma. We have to remember this condition. This r value will always be less than b and this r value will be greater than 0. R value will be equal to 0 or greater than or equal to 0. If you write it reverse, you will get 0 less than or equal to r. So you have to remember this condition, 0 less than or equal to r less than b. Now by applying Euclid's division algorithm, we have b is equal to 6. And what is r here? 0 less than or equal to r less than, what is b here? 6. b is 6. So what is the value of r? Which implies r is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. R takes values between 0 to 6. It is less than 6, not equal to 6. So 6 will not be included. And also it can be equal to 0 also. So R takes the values 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So now next step what we have to do is, therefore A can be of the form bq plus r. What is b? b is 6 here. So 6q. r, if r is 0, what will happen? 6q plus 0 or 6q plus 1, 6q plus 2, 6q plus 3, 6q plus 4, 6q plus 5. A can be any of these forms. But what is A here? A is positive or integer. But A is positive odd integer. Odd integer. Which implies A cannot be of the form. A cannot be of the form. This is 6 cube plus 0 is nothing but 6 cube. 6 cube, it cannot be 6 cube. It cannot be of the form 6 cube plus 2. Also, it cannot be of the form 6 cube plus 4. Why? Since 6 cube plus 2, 6 cube plus 4 are divisible by 2. Are divisible by 2. You can observe here. 2 is a factor for 6 cube. 2 3s are 6. Also I can take out 2 common in this. So I'll get 3 cube plus 1. 2 I can get cancelled. Here also if I take 2 common, it will be 3 cube plus 2. 2 gets cancelled. Which means 2 is a factor. So all these are divisible by 2. Which means A cannot be of this form. 2x, if you have 2 into x form, it is a even number. Okay. So since these are divisible by 2, A cannot be of the form 6 cube plus 2, 6 cube plus 4. Therefore, A is of the form. What is the form? It can be of the form 6 cube plus 1, or it can be 6 cube plus 3, or 6 cube plus 5. But what is A here? A is any positive odd integer. So, any positive odd integer is of the form any positive odd integer is of the form 6 cube plus 1, 6 cube plus 3, 6 cube plus 5. So I'll explain this once again. Whenever you have such type of problems, what you have to do is, first you have to take let A be, whatever is given here that you have to write. So any positive odd integer. So we have to take let A be any positive odd integer. That is the first step. Then next one is by applying Euclid's division algorithm lemma. So we have to apply, second step you have to write is Euclid's division algorithm. Then next you have to compare this with A is equal to BQ plus R and find out what is B. So we can find out, then we have to write B. Then after writing the value of B, you have to remember this condition that R is less than B and R is greater than or equal to 0. So because B is 6 here, you have to write 0 less than or equal to R less than 6. So 0 lies between 0 to 6 and it can be equal to 0 but it cannot be equal to 6. So R value you have to write it as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now in this formula by Euclid's division algorithm lemma, we have you can write here A is equal to BQ plus R and B is equal to 6 and 0 less than or equal to R less than 6. You add this point also. A is equal to BQ plus R also you write. Okay. So, now in place of R you have to substitute these values. First you substitute R is equal to 0. So, you will get A is equal to, in place of B you have to substitute 6. 6 cube plus 0. Then here in place of B you have to substitute 6. In place of R 1. So, you will get 6 cube plus 1. Then 6 cube plus 2, 6 cube plus 3, 6 cube plus 4, 6 cube plus 5 and so on. So now because A is positive odd integer, A cannot take this value 6 cube plus 2, 6 cube plus 4. Here you have to use a little bit of logic. Because if I have 6 cube, it is divisible by 2, which means 2 is a factor. If it is divisible by 2, then it cannot be odd. So that's why since A cannot be of the form 6 cube plus 2, 6 cube plus 4, because 6q, 6q plus 2, 6q plus 4 are divisible by 2. Therefore, A is of the form, if it is of not this form, A will be of the remaining forms, that is 6q plus 1, 6q plus 3 and 6q plus 5. So, A is of the form. Any positive odd integer is of the form. At the end, you have to write this step. Whatever he is asking, that step you have to write at the end. So, in this way, we have to solve this type of problems. Kindly subscribe, like and share this channel.